Now, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Miguel Nunez. Whoa! Wait a minute. He was telling
Forget all that. Forget all of that. Y'all got my hands up at 6 o'clock in the morning. You told me to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning. That's the most ridiculous.
Oh my God. So you did hang out.
Then said come back at 8.
And you back. Good man. You did used to hang out at Carlos and Charlie's?
I used to hang out with Charlie. Listen, I've been battling that lie he just told for years. I was Jerry Buss's personal assistant. When Jerry Buss took me in when I was homeless and I started working for the Lakers. And how I met him was, you know, you had to, you know how when you look in there, he had that big dinner seat and all of these celebrities there. So I was like, I started working in the season seat sales department. And one of the incentives was you get to have dinner at that table. And me, the way I am, is nothing can stop me from doing anything I set my mind to it. When they said you could sit in there at that table with all those celebrities, if you're the number one seat salesman, I just ended with this. I was the number one season seat salesman for 2 months in a row. And every single time, there's no way I wasn't going to sleep until I had more sales. There's no way on God's earth I wasn't going to be in that room, and I was. After a while, and I saw he always had these beautiful girls with him. They said, you can bring a girl. So every time I would bring a beautiful girl. And then she would be beautiful. And then she said, can I go to the next game? I'm like, get out of here. I took you last week. Then next week I bring another girl. After a while, I saw Jerry go to his assistant. His sister looked down and whispers in there. I know he said, who is that guy? And he said, that's the season seat salesman. So then I kept winning. Every week I bring another. Then they said, you can bring 2 guests. So then I bring 2. Next thing I know, my seat went from here, right next to Jerry. And he said, I'm going to take you out of season seat salesman. And I was his assistant for the next, all throughout the 90s. And that's why I still have 5 championship rings. I got my 2020 ring, just got it. Every time the Lakers win, I get one. Dr. Buss left me that for me. And Jeannie Buss is my sister.
Wow, I love that story. I love that, brother. It just got me just because he mentioned Carlos and Charlie's. I ran comedy out of there, brother. When I first started, Robin Harrison.
Charlie was the joint.
Yes, upstairs. I would be upstairs doing. I was never down the downstairs part, the restaurant. I was always upstairs at the club. You know, but it was just.
Everybody was. I think I went to the restaurant maybe once.
Yeah, upstairs was where it was at, man. And that was Joan Rivers' uncle and aunt that ran the place, that little old couple. Do you remember them? I think the guy's name was.
I remember one time. George. I forgot the lady's name. George
and they were always there together, looked like salt and pepper shakers, and they moved about, running stuff. Wow.
And the son, I think, is still alive, running the Carlos and Charlie's it's like in Acapulco or somewhere like that. They haven't that was the second one, and he's there running, and he moved there running.
Before you move on, Michael, can I ask Miguel? Hey, Miguel. Good morning. I know it's early.
How are you?
Were you there the night Eddie Murphy got into that scrap?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was there.
Oh yeah, I was also there once. I almost got killed. This is God. One time I pulled up in the parking lot. I'm sitting here just like this. You know how you open your door to get out like this? Well, I'm gonna go this way. Okay. Open your door to get out. There was a guy walking down the street with a gun. Everybody was walking and standing in the parking lot looking, and I'm sitting in my car going, what's going on there? The guy walks by with a gun, and the sheriffs all got their gun in them from across the street. And the next thing you know, the guy goes, hey, listen, everybody get inside. They start getting inside. He said, he handed me a ticket. I did exactly like this. Just to reach to get out of the car to grab that ticket. And the bullet went. If I had sat in my seat right here from my car seat in the bullet hole, it would hit me right there. Because when I sat back up, when I reached over like that to get the bullet went right through the top of my seat. Had I not reached to get that ticket, it would have got me perfectly.
Did the bullets hit the guy?
And No, they missed the guy. They missed the guy, but that guy, but the bullet went through my car.
Damn, they missed the guy and they missed you. What kind of damn police were they? They couldn't hit nothing.
Hollywood. Hollywood.
What project are you on today?
We just wrapped up 3rd season of Family Business. You can watch it on BET Plus streaming, and you can also watch it on BET. BET right now, we're running 2nd season right now on BET Tuesday nights. You can watch 2nd season, and we just finished 3rd season. 3rd season premieres in August, and I promise you, 3rd season is fire.
So, do you like watching yourself? Do you watch your own stuff?
I don't see myself when I watch it. If I watch a show that I'm on and I'm doing something funny or saying something funny, I still laugh. If I watch something that I'm supposed to be scary and it's a scary scene, I get scared. I don't kind of see myself. I separate myself from it when I watch it, and I watch. Like if I watch old episodes of Sparks, I roll at stuff that I do, and I don't see me doing it. I just look at the content and what it is about. But
yeah,
if I'm with somebody, I won't watch me doing something.
Really?
I can't watch myself if I'm with somebody because they won't stop talking.
about what happened then and what you did then.
Yeah, so, tell me about that part. What you said that?
Well, I know you've worked with Eddie Murphy. You work with everybody. Who haven't you worked with that you want to work with in a scene?
Who haven't I worked with that I want to work with? 2 people I really want to work with. Mm-hmm. The Rock. I love The Rock. And
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, and Denzel. I love Denzel. Those 2 people I want to work with.
Oh, and you haven't worked with Denzel yet?
No, I haven't worked with Denzel yet.
Oh.
I want to work with Denzel.
That would be so cool.
He's
that would be so
good. I like his subtlety. Denzel can give you everything without ever talking. Just a look, and
I was watching him on a movie last night that's on it could be Showtime, where he's a cop that got sort of put out of the business, sort of thrown out of one city, and they had to call him back to handle a case. He didn't really want to do it. Him and Remy Malek.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that song right now, yeah.
He always brings his A game. For me, he's like Stevie Wonder. I haven't seen a Denzel movie where Denzel wasn't great. Like I've never heard a Stevie Wonder song that wasn't good. I can't think of one.
Well, I haven't. I can't say that about Stevie. I can't think of one. You can't think of one that you liked and listened to, but you play some of them old albums and you hear some of those songs. But I can't say I like every Stevie Wonder song that I've liked. But and you're right about Denzel. I've never seen a Denzel movie that he wasn't good ever.
I mean, even if the movie wasn't that good,
exactly,
he was good. You know,
yep, that's exactly right.
Like he had something he did where he played an attorney. It came out a couple of years ago, and he had a big old afro. And I didn't think that movie was anything, but he was great.
But that's his thing. Denzel, that's why Denzel gets what he is, and that's why he is who he is. It doesn't matter about the movie. If Denzel in it, he can make it good.
He gonna bring it.
He really, really does, because you're so into him and his things and what he's doing. Sometimes the movie becomes second to his performances.
Are you still doing your classes? Are you still teaching classes online?
I just do it free.
You just do it for free. And how do people get to see that? Where do they go?
You got to go to my IG. I got about 8 of them on there. I just posted one yesterday, and we're just going to keep going.
I'm going to go see the one you posted yesterday, because I've seen a couple of them. And they're good, man. You just comfortable, relaxed, and you just say it.
No, because when you thinking about, if I was thinking about, I had an ulterior motive, a purpose, it wouldn't come out that way. When you just giving and expressing, it's a lot easier to do. But when you got other motives behind it, then you got to figure out what to do and what to say and how to do it and how to say it. You have to put all these maneuvering parts together to get your particular motive out. I have none of that. So it just comes across what it is, learn from it, get it, take it, and use it.
I love that. Do you improvise when you're allowed to, or do you pretty much stay to the script?
Any show or any TV show or any movie, And my entire career, I have always improvised. They want that. They want you to bring it. But if you don't know how to do it, don't do it. 100%. Everything I've ever done, the only TV show where I couldn't improvise and do my own thing was Joey. And that show to me was terrible. And it was terrible because that fact, they would allow you to dip it and flip it. And I speak about that the other. I actually didn't even say Joey. Yesterday, I said I wasn't going to say it, but I'm going to say it to you. I was on Joey.
I never heard of it.
And they gave me a line, and it was horrible. It was a spell for friends. It was so they gave me a line. It was a horrible line, horribly written. They didn't know how to write for black folks. So on Thursday night, I took their line. I said, listen, what if I do this? Same line, same purpose, and dipped it in gravy. And I said it, and the whole place erupted. All the guys almost dropped their mic. We had to wait 15, 20 minutes for them to stop laughing. And then we walk up to the writer and say, see? And they were like, let's just get what was it. Let's just say keep what was written. I said this show will not make 2 seasons, and it didn't make 2 seasons. I actually quit, to be honest with you. Most people don't know that, but I quit with 3 shows.
Sometimes the writers be married to their words, man, and they
writers can destroy a show. Ed Weinberger, the greatest creator of all time, Cosby Show, Cheers, Taxi, Mary Tyler Moore, Amen, Good News, Sparks, and Sparks. Ed Weinberger was one who, I remember the writers would come on there, and they was like, can you just say what's on the script? Ed said, who said that? They said, he did. Who said that? I did, sir. And he's a writer. He said, what did you say? He said, I told him, I just want to hear what's written in the script. He said, get out of here. And from that point on, no writers were allowed on the script, on the set, until we did a presentation.
Wow.
He said the script is a guide, and when you hire someone to do that role, you hire them because you know what they can do and you believe they can do it. But then you limit them from doing it by holding them to your script. No, let me dip it in gravy and I'll bring it and make it more than what's written on the page. And that's what you should. Some people can't, and some people you have to pull back. Because every time I'm in a movie or a TV show and I start to do my ad-libbing and I bring it and then the whole crew like, oh, that was great. Oh, no, the producer, director, every other actor, I just did a movie now, where one girl I was working with, and every time I'll add it, it will be the perfect cap or something. She would go, oh, yeah. Every time she thought she had to add some extra to it, which had nothing to do with the rhythm of the flow. I was jumping in on the rhythm of the flow with mine. She was just jumping in to be jumping in because I was doing it. And literally had to say, listen to me. Don't add anything to my ad-libs and don't even respond. Because she just didn't do it right. And some people can and some people can't. I remember Ed Weinberger told people to cast, Miguel is the only one who can ad-lib.
If you can't do it, you should. But you should. I think if you gave it a try, you should at least try to give it a try. But if you try and it don't work, leave it alone. Leave it alone. You know.
But you have to understand this to do it. This is the ad-libbing secret. Comedy is a rhythm. Comedy is a rhythm. And when I help people, I have people that I work with on auditions, and they'll say, okay, I want you to help me. Now, this scene, and you may have been experiencing this yourself when you had audition. Man, I went in, I killed it. They were rolling, they were laughing, and they loved it, and I didn't get it. Of course, they was rolling and laughing because this is why. Like, for instance, when I work with somebody in the class, she said, okay, now this part right here, how do I make this part funny? And after I looked at it and studied it, you have to remember, I had to tell you, this part isn't for you to make funny. So now the rhythm, the writers are in that room too. There's a rhythm to the comedy. And your rhythm's supposed to go like, you're supposed to jump in with your line and go like this and flow with the rhythm. Now, she said, how do I make this funny? Okay, listen, you have to understand your place. Sometimes in a scene, you're this person. You throw the ball up and the next line comes and knocks it out. So you're the setup. But what actors don't get that, they're not understanding the rhythm. They're just looking at their lines and what's said, and they're trying to figure out how to make it funny. So they go, instead of setting up the lines that's supposed to be set up, instead of doing this, they're like, saying something and make this person miss because they didn't set up that joke. They did that, and then so, I was funny. I was great. They laughed. Yeah, but you fucked up everything. You fucked up the rhythm up. You made this person didn't miss. You're not supposed to be funny at that time. You're supposed to set that. Then there are other times somebody's setting up with, and you're supposed to come. First, you got to know your place. You got to understand the rhythm. And that's when ad-libs don't work. When people just jump in with them without understanding the flow and rhythm of the comedy of that scene. Now, you can make them laugh. Oh, they was rolling and laughing. Yeah, they were, but I bet you the writers weren't. The writers was in there going, messed up the whole flow. And it's never about one particular beat. It's about the rhythm and the flow. Now, if you can do that and make them with the rhythm and the flow, you got them.
You have to have a certain common sense, a certain type of a timing sense to even do that. And because you got to know what's the right thing and what'll fit. And then you have to then have confidence to put that in there knowing it'll work, you know. And I ain't mad at nobody who gives it an honest shot. But a lot of times people come from a space who's never had comic or comic rhythm, you know. And so they see other people being funny and they just want to be funny. But that's like being in some other profession and you don't know it, but you just gonna jump out there because everybody else doing it. So you gonna jump out there and see if you can, but you can't, nigga. You can't. So stop it. You know, so yeah, I certainly know that one.
Yeah, because they think, because everybody thinks, listen, you will not go say, I want to be a race car driver. And because you see somebody working on a hood and building that car to race. So you don't even take any of that thing. You just start throwing up a hood and just start working on shit. And then you're going to jump in the race. You're going to lose.
Yeah.
but everybody thinks, like my friend says to me, hey, man, listen, man, you know, my friends back home. Hey, man, can you help me? I think I want to get off in the acting thing. I'm like, dude, does anybody ever go to a doctor and say, can you help me? I want to get off into this doctor thing. Listen to me. This is a business just like a doctor. This takes training. You can't just, some people can. There are very few people that can jump into it and get it. And like you said, I'm not mad at people for trying. Like Ed Weinberger, like again, the producer on Spark. He said to the cast, and even at table read, Michael, you know you've never heard of this. At the table read, you could change your lines. When you got a script that night, when you came for the table read the next day, you could go, oh yeah, Ed Weinberger didn't give a damn if it worked. But his rule was, if I tell you it don't work, let it go. I don't want to ever hear nothing else again. That was Ed Weinberger. You try anything.
That's the place, though. That's really the place to try it too. Is at the table read. Absolutely. Because all the writers and all the producers and everybody's there. So if you got to try it then, because I've done that too, I see it a certain way. But then in that table read, I put my spin on it. They all laugh, right? Change that right there on the spot. Yeah.
And Ed Weinberger would do that too. He would go, you see him do like that, that means that's in. If you try something and he would go like that, that means that's in the script. And Ed Weinberger said, if it's in the script, if you tried it at the table read, and we always did one every show, if it's in the script the next day, it's keep it. If it's not, don't try it, let it go. I remember one time, me and Robin, I said, hey, Robin, listen, I got a good idea. Me and Robin gave us. I said, let's go, I got this idea. She said, okay, well, we know we got to ask Ed. I said, oh, let's just do it. She said, oh, let's Ed. I said, come on. Ed. Ed's like, hey, he's telling some guy something about the set. Do that. What? I said, Ed, listen, I want to try this. I got this idea for that scene. He's like, go ahead. And he said, oh, hold on. Yelling at somebody. I said, okay, so I say this, and Robin say this, and Ed goes, stop fighting. Nah, I wouldn't do it. And he kept going. And we walked away. So tape night, I said, Robin, we should do that. I said, Ed said no. He said no. I said, no. Ed said, it won't work. He didn't say no. And you know, Ed, once the audience busts out laughing, he's going to love it.
I thought I heard him say I wouldn't do it.
But you said
he said I wouldn't do it. Then he said, no, I wouldn't do it. All right, go ahead.
So I said, Robin, he wasn't really listening to us. He was talking to somebody. Just trust me. Robin said, okay, you'll take me. I said, yes, let's go. So we go in there and we're get it. Crickets. It was crickets. And I ain't never been scared of Ed because Maxie, you know, I took on the show, so I was like this. And Robin said, where's Ed? And then we was like, why we're not going to the next scene? And they was like, Ed wants to talk to you.
Oh, no.
So Ed said, listen. You came to me on Tuesday. I was talking to Robert about moving aboard. I thought he didn't hear nothing. He was telling me everything. He said, wasn't funny then and it wasn't funny now.
See, 'cause I heard you say that. He said, "Nah, I wouldn't do it," and he kept talking.
He's genius. He's genius. You got to learn to take advice.
Wow. Well, I love you, man. Thank you for jumping on at a moment's notice, brother. And coming on. You're so fantastic, though. I mean, you are just a fantastic human being, dude. You like the ever-ready battery rabbit. You know, you always get that energy. You keep going and going. You impress me. You know, coffee. But you say that's a picture of you on that mug?
Yeah. Hold on.
How long ago? Were you 15? How long ago?
No, that was last year from Sparks. I mean, from my family business.
Oh, okay. What's that one?
That's me on the set.
You ain't never looked like that. You look like that now on the set? Your head shape even look different.
I look like that now.
Yeah, David.
I look like that now on this.
Doesn't his head shape look different on the cup?
He looked like one of the DeBarge in that first coffee cup.
Don't tell him that his head is swell. Don't tell him that his head is swell.
Man, thank you so much. And once again, he's on Family Business. He just got the third season. Second season still running right now.
Second season is Tuesday nights on BET, and you can stream them all live on BET Plus.
Thank you, Chief. Tell people how they can find you. I know a person will write you and ask a question. How they find you?
Just go to my IG, MNUNEZJR, M Nunez Jr. Period.
M Nunez.
I love you, bro.
I love you, man. I love you, man. Hey, leave us with a woo, woo, woo.
And tell wife I said hi. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I love you, Miguel. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
Awesome.